So I was browsing Reddit the other day, and on the Danmachi subreddit I came across this post. Now this poster argues that most of Season 3 was pointless, as Bell faces no real consequences or repercussions for his actions in the season, as you could easily cut out the later part of the anime, so it would go from this to this immediately without any of the scenes in Orario, and nothing would change moving forwards for the series. Now this is an interesting premise, but I have to say that I strongly disagree with this. In fact, I think the back half of this season is the most important part of Danmachi in its entirety up to the end of Season 5 thus far. So why do I think this? If you trace the story of Danmachi up to this moment, you find that Bell's choices to be heroic are usually very straightforward on a morality level. Should he leave a small crying child to die surrounded by ants? Should he fight for his familiar's survival? And to top it all off, should he save a person who had just saved his life and he had a personal rapport with from an evil familiar who were going to sacrifice her in a blood ritual? You don't need a degree in philosophy to know which is the morally correct option for these choices. But in Season 3? Well, that is different. You have monsters that talk and act like people, which causes Bell to stop attacking monsters and adds another layer of complexity surrounding the dungeon. And this ultimately culminates in this scene right here, where Bell comes face to face with the Loki familiar and chooses to protect Vine. Vine here is quite clearly out of control and will hurt people if she's not stopped, and he chooses to protect her nonetheless, even though doing so will alienate him from the general public. This is not the normal heroic person defending an innocent person from monsters. Instead, this is Bell defending a monster from people who are actually heroes in Orario, as the Loki familiar are the good guys in the series, as Sword Orario demonstrates. The way he gets away with protecting the monster in this scene is that he claims the monster is his kill, which stops people from linking Bell to having protected the monster because he had feelings for it, but instead it makes him come across as selfish, as he just allowed a monster to rampage across the city only just to claim a valuable gem. This is why Ina slaps him at the end of the episode, and everyone takes dirty looks at him in the following episode. Simply put, Bell did the right thing here trying to protect Vine, and for the first time in the series he's not rewarded by the general public for it. He is instead chastised and criticised by the general public, who see him as a person who only cares about his own glory over that of Orario, which could not be further from the case. Now this is the first instance of Bell choosing what is right over what is best for himself. The second comes later. Skipping ahead after assisting the Xenos escape, he runs into Vine, who had been left behind, and while helping her comes face to face with Ice. Now this is the moral quandary of the second half of Season 3. As Maester Aemon in Game of Thrones puts it,
love is the death of duty.
As on one side he has Ice, the woman he loves, a person who he is so infatuated with that he caused the existence of Lyra's Freeze to emerge. This is the person who he loves more than anyone else in the world, as demonstrated in Season 5. And on the other side we have Vine, a monster who is his friend who wants to live and be free. To do what is right in this situation is to be against his love, and to damage himself in her eyes, maybe irredeemably so, as he detests monsters to such a degree as to be seen helping one, and to go against her may prevent him from ever being liked by her again. This for me is the complicated hero-defining moment of the series, including the currently airing Season 5, as he is doing what he believes to be right, not what is easy, as he gets the shit kicked out of him by Ice. Not what will benefit him romantically, as the woman he loves will hate him for it. Not what will win him any plaudits. If the word got out, the public of Orario will hate him for it. Yet, he does what is right, even if it means all those things happen, because he is hero, and thanks to Vine's actions, Ice lets him leave, and he does not face any repercussions for helping the Xenos at the end of the season, with the Loki familiar even later requesting the help of the Xenos in some sticky situations in Sword Orario. And because he fought a ridiculously strong monster in the main square, no one would naturally think that he is in league with the Xenos on the surface, and his reputation in the populace improves. So although he did not face any repercussions, this season showed the audience what sort of character Bell is, and that he is willing to make difficult decisions and even suffer personally because of it, as long as he believes what he is doing is right. As it is easy to make a heroic character when all their decisions are the moral equivalent to the fable level, regardless of if they're good or bad. It takes a lot to make a decision which you believe to be right, yet will cause people to dislike you in the short term. And it is because of actions such as these that I can say that Bell is a hero. And that is why Season 3 is the most important season, As after this, can there be any doubt that Belle is actually a hero, not just a good person?